just rocked Aftershock. How was it, man? What was it?
I like to think of us as the epicenter and get it because of the aftershock.
Yeah, the creation of the.
Well, it makes me feel like John Holmes, but with a bigger dick. So that's awesome.
You guys were doing some dick shaking.
Yeah, I was actually using this, like it's when the snake hypnotizes the flute.
Right.
We were out for girls today, always.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Bugs Bunny
Yeah,
cartoon where like the little flute will be blown and like hands come out like the odor of the
yeah.
pie and it'll pick Bugs Bunny up by the nose? We want to do that to beautiful girls.
Yeah, who wouldn't? I mean, let's talk about
Only an asshole.
let's talk about girls for a second. I mean, you guys deal with the girls, huh? A lot. I mean, do you have like a record for groupies in a day, or how's that work?
See, I love women very much, and my mom's my best friend and one of my biggest heroes for real.
Me too.
So I have a high standard for women, and I really admire them, and I genuinely see the equality of value, but I don't think men and women are the same.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't like groupies. There's a different thing there
For
that's
sure.
happening. I don't feel like I'm seducing or in any way hot or good looking or anything cool. I just feel like they were going to do that with anyone, and that makes me feel like a piece of meat.
Right.
And I don't like that. I like married ladies and church-going girls because I know they're really giving something up for me.
Yeah, they're really making a
And
sacrifice.
I only fuck my friends. so
That's
to speak.
smart.
And my grandmother told me that if you make a girl bang and don't tell anyone, you'll get to do it again.
Uh-huh.
And I really like to do it again.
Yeah, don't we all?
Repeat offender.
Hell yeah. Let's talk about the new album, Zipper Down. I know you guys had different possible names for it. What were some other names that might have made the cut?
Well, I just became a registered sex defender.
Uh-huh.
So we were going to call it Sex Defender.
Sex Defender, nice.
It's a much better registration list to be on, I assure you.
Right.
A school has to register itself when it comes within 1,000 yards of me.
Wow, yeah, that would have
Yeah.
done some marketing on its own there.
Yeah, it's a much more difficult paradigm, but you get the gist.
Right. Let's talk about the album cover for a minute. It's the picture of you guys. Your faces are like the tassels. I mean,
Well,
did you guys decide on that?
When Joshua and I were young boys together,
Yeah.
much like Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer,
Right.
barefoot in overalls with one strap down
Hell yeah.
stylistically and a piece of grass in our mouth, we would stare at the clouds and say, one day I want to be a human nipple. And we finally, with technology, we were able to achieve our dream.
You did attain it. That's awesome. I mean, let's talk about the day you guys first met, you and Josh.
First time I ever saw him was on a soccer field in 1979. However, the first time we ever really met was the very first party I went to in 1987 at Christina Haynes' house, and I got thrown into the pool by a bully, and he stopped the bully and lifted me up by my shirt out of the pool, said to me, "Stand up for yourself, fuck." And then I stayed close to him ever since. The same way a grouper fish might stay close to a whale.
Right.
But instead of being a grouper fish, I'm like a pretty good looking, sort of smaller whale, like a mini me.
Right.
But a lot bigger.
Yeah. Nice. So that's a pretty cool story. I
Like
mean,
a maxi me.
yeah.
We have the same size dick, so because I'm smaller bodied, I actually look like I have a bigger dick. It's like that cool optical illusion, like the
Yeah.
circle around a big.
Right.
Yeah. I take advantage of that a lot.
Yeah, and that's gotta help you.
I'm the only person in the world that can wear bigger pants and look like I have a bigger dick.
Nice.
It's an optical delusion, actually.
Optical delusion. I mean, what kind of kid were you growing up? I mean, were you into
I went
music
to
as a young
boys'
age?
I was always a great lover of music. My father was in a rock and roll band that had some success. I won't name until we're off the record.
Right.
Personal thing, but
Totally cool.
I love music, and I always loved music. And Joshua and I always talked about music, but I always felt like when Elvis was a rock and roller, it was the worst thing that ever happened to the fact that we might have had the best world leader ever.
Crazy.
Joshua is made by God to lead men and women. I always used to tell him, like, you're a disappointment. He had a full ride scholarship in football to UCLA.
Right, he's quite an
I always
athlete.
felt like he should have gone to business school, become a lawyer, and then run for office, and I would have been his best campaign manager.
Right.
However, the good Lord saw fit to turn me over to the devil's will, and I now have come to see it differently.
Nice. I mean, what was your first musical memory that you can think of, as a shorty, as a kid?
A festival in Atlanta called the Atlanta Music Festival with Marshall Tucker, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Ted Nugent. It was actually the Amboy Dukes.
Nice.
And then my best one is Kiss, my first concert with my dad.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Destroyer Tour, when they had the Tigers with Fires.
How old were you?
5.5.
Wow.
And then he took me to Kmart and we went to the record section and I bought the album.
Hell yeah.
But I realized it was also the first time I ever took note that, yeah, it's pretty cool, the album, but the concert was cooler.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So right then and there, I did make an imprint on me that it's about the live experience. The album is actually a promise of what you're going to get live.
Right.
And the proper order is to buy the record, then see it.
Hell yeah.
That's
Most definitely. All right, words of wisdom. Jesse Hughes, Eagles of Death Metal. You rock, man. We appreciate your time.
Thank you,
We
my
wish you
friend.
the best of luck out there in Europe. Be safe. Have a good time, and